Get on the train before it leaves the station. The truth train is coming, gonna run them down, run them down.
Hello there, folks. I wanted to get together to talk about a few things here today. I mean, obviously right now with what's going on, COVID-19, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in the world, right? COVID-19 is making it hard for us to travel, move around, congregate, those sort of things. It's making that problematic. Now, having said that, obviously it also creates a period where people's attention is getting, pulled, in different directions, obviously, because COVID is part of our life for this time period. And maybe not everybody's attention is as intense on Avery Dassey as we might like it. All I can say is I support anybody that gets together to support Avery Dassey. I support anybody that gets together to create awareness for Avery Dassey. I will always support people that do that. Obviously, right now is a rough time. Right now is a pretty rough time because we're in the midst of it. But that's the way it is. It's we couldn't make rally in June because of COVID. And that's the way it is, right? So, but anytime people are getting together to create awareness for Avery Dassey, I, number one, support it. As long as they are, number one, positively creating awareness, and number two, not dogging the Hallbox or Avery's or Dassey's. And if those four things basically are being met, then I'm pretty much in support of any kind of awareness creating event for Avery Dassey. Having said that, knowing that right now in the middle of COVID-19 is probably not the best time, that's why I myself planned my trip to Wisconsin for the end of October. Okay? In the end of October, the thinking there was, far enough in the future that COVID will have started to pass, but also hopefully to be right before the snow starts. So that, that's when it went into my decision making for the end of October. But I want to, at the end of October, do an event where we get together and go to Madison. I want somebody there in Wisconsin who can help me out with this to help me get a proper permit pulled for, I believe it's going to be either October 25th or 26th. And I'm not sure yet, but I would like to hopefully have somebody there in Wisconsin on the ground who can help me with this. I want to get that permit pulled. We're going to also need to get another permit pulled at some point. After lockdown and everything lifts and international travel starts again, we're going to need to get another permit to gather in front of the Capitol building in Madison. Then, here's why. In October, obviously, I want to arrange for one to be, like I said, either the 25th or 26th of October. I want to go ahead and get a permit pulled so that we can do that. We're going to be protesting for Eagle Nation over in Neenah on the 25th and 26th, or one of those days. We have, whichever way it's going to work out. So we're going to be protesting at Eagle Nation and demonstrating at Eagle Nation. And what I'm hoping is that we can take that protest and get a bunch of Avery Dassey supporters to show up when we go to Madison and have Eagle Nation, Avery Dassey, even the Ricky Hochstetler, people. If we can maybe get Deb Hochstetler out to join us, I'd love it. And get all that out there. And then hopefully with, the Eagle Nation with the bikes, with the cycles and all that kind of stuff, I'm hoping to create, something that will stand out, something that will, get attention. And so that's what I'm looking to do in October. So I'm hoping somebody there on the ground in Wisconsin could help me out with the permit part of this, making sure that we can gather at the Capitol building at the end of October the way we're looking to. So I'll need somebody's help with that. So if you can help me out with that, let me know. Message me, email me. I'm at irkoze@gmail.com. Email me. Let me know if you can help me out with that process. So, and then what I'm looking to do is that's at the end of October. And then as soon as lockdown lifts, is what I was thinking. As soon as lockdown lifts and international travel begins again, we're going to have Mr. the Hodd, who's going to be descending upon the United States, obviously, right? And he's going to be headed for Wisconsin. So I'm thinking when the international flights are once again allowed, and we got Mark coming over, I figured he could take up round two if we pull another permit to be able to gather outside of the Capitol building in Madison. And we created this awareness, and we're in Governor Evers' ear, right there, on those steps, in his ear. Can't ignore us. Here we are. Stop ignoring Brendan Dassey. That's what I want to do here. That's what I'm planning to do here. I'm hoping that there's going to be enough people out there that are going to be interested in making this happen, because I really think we can make a real spectacle and make and get some real serious awareness created with the combination of the cycles and the people yelling and carrying signs and supporting Avery Dassey, Eagle Nation, Michael Funk, $50 million bullet, all these things, that because this is a Wisconsin problem, right? These things are a Wisconsin problem. These things are all happening in Wisconsin. In fact, Neenah's not even an hour away from Manitowoc. I mean, that's how close these areas are. And that's why I want to go ahead and create this awareness with all of these people together, and get, Governor Evers' attention and get him to stop ignoring Brendan. Because Governor Evers, I believe, has to be ignoring Brendan, because if he looked into it, his background as an educator should get him going, oh my God, what the is going on here? You know what I mean? That's what I think should happen, and that's why I think he's been reluctant. I think he's been looking sideways at the Brendan Dassey file. I think he doesn't want to deal with it. But we got to make him want to deal with it. We got to give him a reason to want to deal with it. To shut those people up out on the steps of the Capitol building, every few months. If that's what it takes to get him to take a look at it and take it seriously, then that's what it takes. Right? So that's what I'm looking to do. That's what I'm kind of moving towards here. I hope everybody kind of maybe sees the idea here, sees that it's a good idea, and sees that we can really create some serious awareness here, and we can gather out there and create some awareness for Eagle Nation, Michael Funk, Avery Dassey, and like I say, even the Ricky Hochstetler and the other cases there in Wisconsin that are crying out. That are obviously crying out, and people are sitting people like who have been studying Avery Dassey now for 4.5 years after MAM came out, and it's not going away, it's not dying down. We haven't found things that eased our minds and thought, oh boy, they got it right after all. Nope, that didn't happen, right? So we got to just keep getting loud about it. We just got to keep on reminding them. I'm sure they want to forget about it. I'm sure they want to. I'm sure they want it to just all go away, but that's not realistic. And we need to make it not be realistic. Okay? So that's what I'm headed for. That's what we're looking to do. So anybody that's on board with that, let me know, because this is what we're trying to do for the end of October. Eagle Nation we're already going to be doing that. We're already protesting at Eagle Nation at the end of October. I'm going to be filming a documentary, basically a documentary style film while I'm there at Eagle Nation. It's going to be pounding heavily on the fact that Wisconsin is rather disingenuous when it says it cares about crime victims and their rights and that sort of stuff. That's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be shining a white hot spotlight on how ridiculous that claim is in Wisconsin, because they have time and time again have shown very little regard for victims in a lot of different cases. So when you hear them talking about, oh, well, the victims this and the victims that, no, they're just using the victims as a crutch because it suits them. And the only time you hear Wisconsin officials talking about how they care about the victim and the victim's rights and all that stuff, it's only because it suits them. Unfortunately, that is what they are. That is who they are. They will only care about the victim if it suits them to care about the victim. If it suits their case, helps their case, or whatever, their position, whatever it is, if it helps them or suits them, then they're behind the victim. They're all about the victim. But if suddenly something happens and throwing the victims under the bus is the best stance for them or the best position for them, they will do it. And that's what my documentary will show. So that's what I'm looking to do at the end of October. That's what we're, these are some of the things that are going on. So if we can get, a little protest, obviously the one that we're going to be doing at Eagle Nation already, and if we can take that, move that on to Madison, get some more MAM and Avery Dassey supporters, all meet up in Madison, get that permit, and we sit out there for a half a day or so on the Capitol steps, and just continuing to try to get the attention. And then, like I said, Mark, as soon as the international travel begins again, Mark flies in and he leads up round 2. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do here. And if we can be just an annoying reminder on those Capitol steps every 3, 4, 5 months, whatever, however often we can do it. But if we can be out there every few months or so, creating that annoyance that we're not letting this go. This isn't going away. You can continue to try to hide your head in the sand, but here we are. You're gonna deal with us at some point. That's what we're trying to do. Hopefully you guys will be able to be on board. I hope some of you will be able to join me there in October when I'm there in Wisconsin. I also hope that there will be people that will be able to join Mark when he's able to finally come back in from Australia, and he can go and lead up round 2 at the Capitol. But this is what we're looking to do. This is hopefully this is something that we'll be able to get, like I said, get Governor Evers to take it seriously. Obviously, he's finding it all too easy to ignore the emails and tweets, so we're going to have to go a step further. We're going to have to step it up another notch, and we're going to have to keep on stepping it up until these dinguses freaking correct what they've done. Because what they've done to Brendan Dassey is ridiculous. The investigation into Avery Dassey is stupid, and then don't even get over at Eagle Nation, we have Hopper, who disobeyed 3 direct orders and went and murdered an innocent hostage and was happy about it. He was all too happy that he had killed a hostage. So these are the kind of people that we're dealing with in Wisconsin. This is why I'm coming to Wisconsin. This is, what we're trying to do is get people aware that these things are happening. Because especially right now, with everything, with people all, reform-minded, this is when we need to start talking about stuff like this. This is when we need to get people's attention. Because people are thinking about reform right now. It is in the air. And so I hope to capitalize on it. That's what I'm trying to do. So hopefully we can. I hope you guys all, will be there. I can tell you guys that over the next month or so, probably going to be focusing pretty heavy on Holtzclaw and also Scott Davis. I want to do some videos about the Scott Davis case because it's just, you guys know, it's one of my pet cases, and I'm just so pissed off about that case and what they've gotten away with there in Georgia regarding that. The real killer most likely is living in Australia, free and clear, and it's just a mess that Georgia made of that. It's just an absolute mess. So I'm going to probably be doing some Scott Davis videos. I'm going to be doing a lot of Holtzclaw videos, folks, because I now have the transcripts. I'm going to be reading those transcripts, and so I'm probably going to be doing a lot of Holtzclaw content. It's just right now that's what's going on, because obviously we're just waiting for the decision right now from the Court of Appeals regarding Avery. Obviously I got plans to put the fire to Governor Evers at the end of October, and so while we're waiting, right now obviously we're waiting until we can go and gather in Madison at the end of October. We're also waiting on the decision from the Court of Appeals regarding Stephen Avery's appeal. So as we're waiting for those things, I'm probably going to be going ahead and going at the Holtzclaw case pretty hard here. So for now, I'm going to continue to go through the accusations in the Holtzclaw case, showing the parts that don't line up, the allegations and where they don't line up and the issues that they have, the investigational bias on behalf of Rocky Gregory and Kim Davis. Just a number of things that are going on in that case. Holtzclaw has there's actually quite a few similarities in the Holtzclaw case with the Avery investigation. In other words, the investigations, there's a lot of, similar tactics, shady tactics, that you might say that were used. And so we're going to be calling attention to those things. So that's what we're going to be looking forward to here over the next couple months. So, like I said, I need help permit pulling for the end of October. if somebody there can help me out with that. Obviously, we'll need hopefully people to show up at the end of October. So if anybody can start planning to be in Wisconsin at the end of October, to go show up in Madison with us, and hey, maybe even come over and show up and show us your support over at the Eagle Nation demonstration, we'd love it. So if anybody can plan for that, to be in Wisconsin at the end of October, if you're near enough, or if it's possible for you to get to Wisconsin by the end of October, let's see if we can, and let's try to make a big crowd and get out there, and let's put some heat on Governor Evers. And let's also, help out the folks at Eagle Nation, and make that, demonstration, protest, all it can be. So, folks, if you can help me out, if you feel like helping out with these things, please do. These are the things that I'm trying to, move forward with, giving you guys something, to potentially look to, something that's going to be going on that we can all show our support. Obviously, those that can't show up at the end of October, you can show up and be part of it online. You can be part of the tweeting and all the sharing that goes on during these type of events with people taking pictures and all those sort of things. So you guys can obviously be part of that and sharing those things and and that sort of stuff, and we can use that help. All that help is all good help, and we can use it. So please keep your mind on that for the end of October. And like I said, probably somewhere after the new year is when the international restrictions will probably start getting lifted, and that's when we'll probably see the Hodd descend upon Manitowoc. Okay? And when we see the Hodd descend upon Manitowoc, that's going to be Madison round 2. So everybody that's on board with this, let me know. Let us know down in the comments section. Let's create some noise. Let's get some people there in the state of Wisconsin. Let's start getting them aware of what's going on. Let's start making them aware of these things, because we all know that, there's a small percentage of people that are aware of it, that believe they're guilty. And there's a small percentage of people who are aware of the case that believe that they were wronged. And then there's this huge percentage in the middle of people that really don't care or have any real knowledge of the case. And so we want to try and get at some of those people in that middle, some of that big group in the middle. We want to go ahead and get them informed about the case, so that they can start to have an opinion about it and whether they like what they see going on in their own state. And if these things that we're all pointing out, if the citizens there are comfortable with that. That's kind of the idea of what we want to do here, and point that out. So, all right, folks, that's about it for this one. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.